welcome to another episode of the After Service Podcast, the only podcast not run by chefs, management. Actually, I wouldn't even say ran. It's not ruined by chefs or management. I'm Sway, your lead line cook for tonight. And on soup position today, we got Aaron.
Oh, I thought you were asking me my name. All right, let's redo that.
You want to redo that?
Yeah, let's redo that.
That should be the intro. Okay, I'm going to make that the intro. I'm going to do that shit again. That was wild. Hey!
You're not disappearing at all.
Welcome to the After Service Podcast. Service is done. Tickets are all in. Hopefully that last table is not going to order desserts. I'm Josue. Joined today with Aaron. What's up, Aaron?
What up, Josue?
Hey, so we're going to talk about St. Paddy's Day today. And I want to talk... I want to get my excitement. And by the way, I'm very happy that now I can use some of the soundboard things. So now, hopefully, it'll make the podcast a lot more colorful, a lot more engaging.
A little more vibrant.
A little more vibrant. Audience, what'd you think about that? Yeah, I know.
You're chilling at your house right now, sitting on the couch.
That's why Aaron's the man. He's got the good ideas. So, let's transition. Oh man, I'm having way too much fun with this shit. Hold on, let me increase the volume a little so it's less subtle. Let's see.
There you go.
Next on After Service Podcast. So I was telling you this before we started the show, but I'm going to go ahead and recap for the audience. I'm originally from Sonoma County. Came from Sonoma County. I moved to Colorado. I moved to a area of Colorado that I would, I'm not going to pick on them, but I'm going to say that as far as food culture goes, it is just non-existent. Okay. In Sonoma County, at least where I'm in Sonoma County, I would say the three primary areas, that I'm from would be Santa Rosa, Runner Park, Petaluma. I'd rarely ever go up to Windsor or Healdsburg unless for work. But within those three towns, I think most people will agree if you're from that area or just from Sonoma County or maybe even just from California altogether that there's going to be hey, let's go and hit up our favorite local spot. Let's go and hit our favorite taqueria, our favorite burger joint, our favorite whatever. Well, I'm not saying that Colorado doesn't have it. I'm sure they have great food in the Springs. I have yet to actually go there and try it. I'm sure they have great food in Denver. I have yet to actually go there and try it. But where I'm currently at, that's non-existent. It's all fast food. If I want to go out and eat, I have to think about... I guess it's convenient because I have a drive-thru. But for the most part, no. I've been enjoying my little Tour de America. When I first came here, first place I hit up, I was very excited. I even shared it with Aaron, was I went to Golden Corral. Holy shit. I've gone to many, many buffets in my life. But I'm going to say that nothing holds anything next to what Golden Corral has to offer. It is just pure Americana. It is like where your grandparents go on the weekend for breakfast. That's where you go and have your Sweet 16. That's where you go for your graduation. It is... Golden Corral is right up there with the French Laundry and Noma. It is American standard food. If you're not from the United States, I'm going to tell you right now, Golden Corral, it's like a medley of what the United States. It's 50 sections to represent each beautiful state. I went there.
I think the Chinese buffets are a little bit better because you get all those nice crab legs, you get all the Chinese cuisine, and you get pizza and all the goodies
Did you go to that buffet downtown when they were serving the frog legs?
They had frog legs at a buffet downtown.
That King buffet next to the Cozy Car?
Yeah.
That area did frog legs for a minute. I don't know if it was obviously not the same owners.
What? No, I've never
fried frog legs
really
with the sauce and all that. Yeah. It was a little experience. They got they have like the little bones and everything.
Yeah.
It was good, but
Usually you gotta
it
go
didn't.
to like Lagar to get that or something.
Yeah, no, typically, but no, not there, not that buffet. They had it. It was delicious. I'm pretty sure it was naturally sourced from the Santa Rosa Creek.
Oh, dude,
Um,
there's a lot of frogs in this fucking creek, especially next to where I live now.
yeah, of course. Why not? Won't you go and source them? See if you can like go like a 5 pound bag full of frogs.
I'll do those little. I'll cook up some frog legs and then sell them on Facebook, like those
Sell them
little
on Facebook
plates.
or just start hitting up restaurants. Like, hey, are you guys? I'm a vendor. I do
Mm-hmm.
frogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm naturally resourced. They're naturally sourced from, wherever the fuck they're from. Just fantastic.
Wherever the fuck.
Wherever the fuck they're from, man. I just find them, I catch them, But I digress. I still think Golden Corral reigns supreme. And then to top it off, you know where else I went? I was so excited. I went and I ate a Crackle Barrel for the first time.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Is it Crackle? No, Cracker.
You know, I thought that was a grocery store for the longest time. I didn't realize
it is.
Oh, so it is a grocery store.
No, it's not a grocery store. So it's divided up into two. When you go in, it's like a very small, like a souvenir shop. But it's not Cracker Barrel souvenir stuff. It's like you can buy like old-timey sodas, old-timey candy. They have like an area where you can go ahead and bag your own candy. They have glasses. They have it's like a grandparent's wet dream.
That's where people are finding those bacon sodas and shit.
Exactly. So whenever you're wondering like where your grandpa's like, where the fuck do you keep finding butterscotch, Nana? It's because she's going to Cracker Barrel for brunch.
Gotcha.
And then halfway through the little store, you'll have the restaurant. They'll seat you there, and it is just filled with like a lot of farming stuff. Someone they had framed up a elementary school graduation paper. So maybe someone like they graduated 5th grade. Go them. I hope they did. But it was fantastic. I can't say the same thing about the food. I mean, realistically speaking, the food in these places aren't fantastic.
What'd you get?
Hey guys, let's take a quick break here and let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Esty and Philistine. After service clothing for those who wear the kitchen on their sleeves. Esty, look, let me keep it real with you. Esty, simply put, is someone that appreciates the beauty in things. Someone that can appreciate the beauty of a beautiful shallot, a nice onion, a potato, the appreciation of building, creating the most angelic, beautiful line cakes you will ever fucking see. You ever make a dish that's just so beautiful, you just it's almost a goddamn shame that you have to send it out. Like, of course you have to take a picture of it. It would almost be insulting not to take a picture of it. But yet, at the same time, we're Philistine. The type of person that rejects the artistic normie, foodie aspect of things. And I'm telling you, man, how many cooks frankly don't give a fuck. You go in with your little foodie knowledge, or it's like, well, I read this in a book, and they're like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to push some tickets out right now. Philistine. Esty and Philistine understands and knows that as kitchen workers, we're both. I know it's a contradiction. I know it's almost like, well, how can you appreciate artistic? Hey, man. Well, like I tell people, if you know, you know. As cooks, we understand that we're both Estes and we're both Philistines. We can be both. They both exist in this beautiful, weird space called the kitchen. And that's why I love working with this brand. That's why I love that a brand like this is actually supporting a podcast, supporting a channel that is for cooks, by cooks. We're just trying to cut out the things that line cooks don't care about, and we're trying to push the things we do care about. We can geek out on a beautiful plate. We can geek out on beautiful recipes, on beautiful execution. But don't think for a minute that we want to sit there and have these long, boring... What? Esty and Philistine, man. Go ahead. Go check them out. Go ahead, check them out. Go check out the merch, man. I've been doing some small collaboration with them. Maybe we'll have a little more for you in the future. But go check them out. Get familiar with the website. Go to aesphil.com. aesphil.com. And hey, man, enjoy the podcast. I got a side of biscuits and gravy, and then I got a what is it called? A scramble. Like, just a regular Denver scramble.
Like a breakfast place.
It's a breakfast place, and they do lunch, so you can order sandwiches too, burgers. I think burgers. But I went there like at 10 a.m. I went there right after I dropped off my kids, and again, the eggs weren't fantastic. The toast was barely toasted. I mean, everything about the great. Oh, yes, of course, the gravy for the biscuits and gravy. Hold on. Okay. The gravy for the biscuits and gravy wasn't seasoned at all. Really? Like zero seasoning.
Just
zero. I know. It's a fucking joke. Like who? Come on. How are you not going to season biscuits and gravy?
Oh my god.
Like at the very minimum. Yeah, the biscuits and gravy were not seasoned whatsoever.
Do they? And it had sausage in it though?
No. I'm almost willing to bet like there must be some instant. I got to look through the Cisco handbook and order book and see if they have like instant.
I'm sure they do.
Yes, because there's no way, man. That stuff was just weird. And then I think my best experience was at Ruby Tuesdays. Look. I'm going to be really honest. I was really high when I went to Ruby Tuesdays because I was expecting like, okay, this is like the trip. Again, I'm going through my American food tour. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like
the all-American experience, right?
Exactly. So in my head, I'm pumped. I'm going to Ruby Tuesdays, and to me, Ruby Tuesdays in my head, in my like little brain, I'm thinking like, okay, so it's up there with like Applebee's and what's the one other place that's like Chili's.
Sure.
I'm thinking it's like Chili's. This is the trifecta. It's basically the same thing, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have a good time. I'm probably gonna buy like a martini or like whatever little house cocktail they have there.
I thought it was like a burger place or something.
I don't know what the fuck Ruby Tuesdays is. I just know that they sell this stuff in grocery stores.
Gotcha.
And that's where I knew. I'm like, I want to try it. It's like White Castle. I've never had White Castle, but
I've never had
if I ever get a chance.
But it's like going to TGIFs or something.
If I ever get a chance, that's where I'm going to go. So I go there and I'm not thinking. So I order an all-you-can-eat salad at the salad bar. So I go and I check out the salad bar. It is wrecked. It is gross. It is. I'm almost. I mean, the romaine was wilting. I'm almost certain it was warm. I'm pretty sure they needed to like put more ice in the bottom. Probably hadn't been ice since like the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The food took forever, and there wasn't that many people there. I would say at most you had under 20 tables easily. I mean, maybe even less than 15. It wasn't even that big. And 3 servers. So how hard? In our section, there was only me, my family, my top 4, and then there was a 2 top, like almost right next to us, which I don't understand why the server sat us so close together when his whole section was like really big.
Yeah.
But he took forever to bring out our food. Finally ate it. I mean, it definitely wasn't on par with Chili's or Applebee's. I got a sangria. A sangria.
That's like saying a lot, I think, because like Chili's and Applebee's ain't that great, but it's like, how do you not match that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just wasn't. No. So, we finish. It takes forever for this guy to even bring us our check. Like, we were probably there for 2 hours, 45 minutes. It could have easily been a 45-minute experience.
Mm-hmm.
But because of all the waiting, it was like, it took I forgot we had to even order food. I thought we were just hanging out. But then we went to Barnes & Noble. And then it was at Barnes & Noble, I just felt like my face just flush. I could feel my face go pale. I began to feel like when the salvia starts to hit you, when the shrooms start to hit you in public. Yeah, when you're like, what's going on? but because my I could feel my face going pale. I could feel like my mouth was producing just an odd texture of saliva. I knew what that meant, so I'm like, I'm gonna walk to the bathroom. I'm gonna go walk.
Call it the mouth
I did.
sweats.
Yeah, I tried to puke. Nothing happened. We ended up going home because I looked like shit. As soon as my wife saw me, she's like, "Holy shit, what happened to you?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I am leaving. I want to leave here. I want to go and lay down." And I was out the next day completely. Just like,
Is all you ate was the salad, or did you eat any proteins there?
I ate protein. I had everything. I'm going for the full experience. We're getting salmonella today, so be it. Like, I'm committed. To my American food experience.
For it.
Yeah, I went for it, and it was awful. It was so awful. Like, I never threw up. I didn't have shits. It was nothing. It just felt like shit. It's like, I wish I could have like thrown up or something, but I just couldn't. Yeah, so I mean, so that's Ruby Tuesdays. I'll never go there again. Cracker Barrel. I can't even say it. Cracker Barrel. There's too many double R's going on. There's too many R's going on there. I don't like it. My mouth doesn't like it. I like it when it was Crackle Barrel. The L kind of just like
helped you out with into it. Huh?
Yeah, it cuts the acidity of the barrel.
Yeah.
But that was okay, and I look forward to my third trip back to Golden Corral, which right now is reigning supreme.
You're just gonna be hitting that buffet up, huh?
Oh my god, yeah. I even like I go like I'll grab like one slice of pizza because I'm trying to make room. I'll get like one. I had fried chicken with mashed potatoes and gravy, and then I made myself some nachos, and then I made myself like.
How many plates you be cleaning out there?
I mean, like 5-ish minimum. Damn. At least 5. Plus and look, it's not like I'm piling on. I go to that specific section and I make like whatever theme they're going for. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Yeah,
they have like a little bit of everything.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like if they have like a little Thanksgiving, they do the Thanksgiving thing. So I make a little turkey, a little stuffing. I make,
they have a Thanksgiving section that's like yearly.
They have a Thanksgiving section. Mm-hmm. Oh, they have like the Thanksgiving seems to be more of like, so in that particular section, it's like you get 2 types of gravy. You can have your white gravy or your dark gravy. Mm-hmm. You can have your fried chicken, stuffing, mashed potatoes. So it's kind of like you can either go for a more Thanksgiving Day theme, or you can just go for a typical, I guess you could say like Southern American, a little corn, a little mashed potatoes. Sure. What you would expect from like a Hungry Man meal. It's like a Hungry Man meal brought to life.
Exactly.
So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed dessert. I just like it, man. I can't wait to go back. It's just easy food. It's not the most complex thing in the world. It makes me appreciate it. And get this, the sales tax in Colorado is so cheap.
I know. You sent me that receipt, and that was wild. Like the $2 tax on that $40-something meal.
Yeah, that was why I couldn't fathom. Like, why is this not as expensive as I thought it'd be? And if you're from Colorado, think like, oh no, it's expensive. No, it's not I'm coming from California, which is a whole different like fucked up economy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like our tax, what is it, like 18? It's between 15 or 18. I think it's 18.
When you sent me that receipt, I had looked it up, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like a 14-point difference in the percentage on the tax. It's crazy. So
yeah, that's been my I've been trying to make the best of simply just not having access to good food.
You don't got any Chinese restaurants or anything out there?
They do. It's just I haven't like broken it down when I eat it, but it's like you can just taste that something's not quite right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, and I apologize, but they just fuck up Mexican food, period. Like their idea, what they think, they don't even know what a super burrito is. Mm-hmm. Like
you're telling me the about the place just called hard shell taco.
Oh yeah, hard shell tacos, and that's it. That's the like. A lot of the Mexican restaurants here for their tacos, it's like soft tortillas or crunchy,
soft white tortillas.
Yeah. So a
Nice.
lot of the places will do like flour tortillas. It's like, really, not corn? I'll go in there calmly, excited to start ordering in Spanish. Like, sir, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish here. I'm like, okay. Like it is just
You're gonna
it's
forget Spanish, Jose.
probably it's very gentrified. It's very gentrified, but it's like I can't hate on it because it's like it's almost like looking at someone. You're like, that's really cute. Like, you think this is what the food is supposed to be like. I'm not even gonna hate on you because I can tell you're trying. Like, they're doing their best.
Hey, they're deep in the interior.
They're deep into the interior. Of course, they're not gonna know.
Yeah.
Like, someone was telling me, it's like, it's like they have a Mexican population here, but the thing is, a lot of these people are like, they've been Mexican, like they've been here since, like, as far back as like when the United States was part of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So they were so it's like they're Mexican, but and then slash like Native American, basically.
Right.
So it makes sense. It's like they're so far removed. They're like American. It's like, they got the skin tone, but they don't have like that sort of their culture is much different than what being Salvadorian from California, which I would consider like California a very immigrant, strong state.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, I know it sounds almost like I'm kind of ragging on
Hey,
Colorado,
you
but I'm
just want
not.
some good Mexican food. I understand that.
I just want some good Mexican food, man. I want to be able to order a super burrito. I want to be able to not get like a tortilla filled with like 2 pounds of literal just meat.
Yeah, so you gotta start your own truck, man. And
Oh my god, I would blow their minds away if I even decided to do that. If I did that, they wouldn't even know what to do. They wouldn't even it'd be the first time in their life trying a corn tortilla. They don't know what that
yeah,
is. You know? Um Yeah, I wonder if they even have horchatas. I should go check and say, hey, do you have an horchata, por favor?
yeah, but it's all made with the mix.
Oh yeah, it's like, no, it's like our one of our cooks is going to Walmart to grab some,
Yeah.
and you just see them pull up with like a 5 gallon, those gallon things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I imagine it is. But anyway, that's kind of been my struggle, but I'm kind of making the best of it. I'm just trying to enjoy this uber super American, like super American version that I'm living. It's definitely much different than California in every which way. Everyone's nice though. I'll give them that. They're a super friendly community, and everyone waves at you.
Yeah. Well, that's all. That's
Yeah.
what matters, right?
So that's what matters. I know I tease with their food, and I'm sure I'll get we'll get DMs like, try this local place, try this local spot. Hey, I'm all for. There's a local spot that's owned by an actual cult.
What's the cult called?
I forgot what it's called. It's not. I just remember that right now. I was watching like a YouTube video about it, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a good sandwich shop. And then I'm like, huh, they have a YouTube video about a sandwich shop? And I'm like, but did you know that the profits for this go to fund a cult?
It looks like do you remember all the like the Chinese dancing, like Shin Yu or Shin Wei, the billboards for they were doing the Chinese dancing at Grain and stuff like that. You can see it on the.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all part of this like Fin Guang or something like that. Which is a cult that it was from China. Who got
No, wait, that's a part of a cult?
and they got kicked out of China for being like ultra conservative or whatever. Because
but they're still, they'll still play in America,
that's
right?
all they do is play in America, and like all the all the people that are members of it live in America now instead of China.
I went to a Starbucks and I saw one of their posters, and I never felt like, man, I missed the Bay. That is like such a Bay staple when they're coming in.
Yeah, you can see them all the time.
Banners.
Dude, those shows are sick too.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them,
I've never seen it, and I've always wanted to.
If you can, I would check those out, and then any of the what is that stuff called? Cirque du
Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil. That shit's hella cool too. They have a bunch of different themes of them too. But
dude, when that shit came out for the first time, it was like people's minds were blowing. My teacher was putting that on the classroom.
Really?
It was just wild shit. Yeah,
it's like we're gonna watch the circus for right now.
Yeah, just because people had never seen anything quite like
It's
that,
really
and
it
I
is
mean,
intense. It's impressive.
hmm no, for sure, it was really fucking cool. I really like that a lot. Okay, okay, let me ask you something, Aaron. Do you watch cooking shows, like cooking
I've
competitions?
watched a few. I generally watch TV with my girlfriend, and that's not something that she likes to watch. But I've watched a little bit of like the Master Chef and all that stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
watched a little bit of Hell's Kitchen as well. I do like I watch a lot of cooking, like short cooking videos on my phone and stuff when I'm on my break or on my lunch, you know.
YouTube like focused, like here's how to
Yeah,
do
like
this,
it pops up on
like the
Facebook.
James Weissman guy.
Yes, yeah, James or Josh or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Josh
Yeah,
Weissman, or Sam the cooking
yeah,
guy.
or Babish. I like Babish.
Binging with Babish. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I love Maddie Matheson.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, that's the guy. I forget that he has his own YouTube channel. I still picture him being like a TV guy, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's like a farmer now. He like sold his restaurant, shut it down or whatever, and has his own farm and grows his own crops and stuff now.
Oh,
I
that's
think he
cool.
still has one restaurant. I believe somewhere in Vancouver. But he had
Is he
yes,
Canadian
yeah,
or
he's
is he
Canadian.
American?
He's from the Maritimes.
Because okay, so like me, I just like I can watch a cupcake show, I can watch baking shows. It's specifically like cooking shows. It stresses me out. It gives me anxiety. I heard that.
so,
We all heard
so,
that. There's no
so
hiding that.
Alexa's got something for me, I guess.
Oh, um. So like I can't like I can watch, like I said, like I can watch like Cupcake Wars. I can watch that kind of shit. I used to watch a lot of when Bon Appetit was a thing.
Hmm.
Do you remember that Claire girl? She'd make like regular ass like desserts and then like turn them upscale. Like I think she did like an upscale version of a Twinkie. I think that was her first thing.
I never saw that show, but it reminds me of that one. He's like a kid that's dad was an Iron Chef or whatever, and he'll always
Yeah, and he's on
yeah,
TikTok. I That is possibly my favorite food
dude, I love
content
watching that
because
guy's videos.
I could watch
Yeah,
him all day. I completely
there should just
agree.
be a show where he
Um,
like expands that a little bit, and like when because it's always a 3 minute or shorter format.
yeah, I just don't know how you'd be able to expand on
You
something like
just
that.
do it with like a bigger dish, I imagine. You know,
Maybe like go visit like a Burger King. And it's like I'm gonna make my own
yeah. Do you
Whopper.
remember? Did you ever watch Epic Mealtime? They
No.
would buy shit ton of fast food, and then do like these giant like patched together like super big ass food meals or whatever. Like there was one they took like McDonald's and made sushi out of all the
Mm,
McDonald's stuff.
that's
Yeah, or
wild.
like they would cook like these giant hamburgers, like fucking like 2 foot long, 4 foot fucking hamburger or something like that, and do all this crazy shit like that. But it was interesting. It was
I
fun to
th-
watch.
I think a cool idea, like if they're gonna have a cooking show. So like all that shit, I love that shit. But I can't do like a Hell's Kitchen or a Iron Chef or stuff like that. Just because
Iron
I don't
Chef
know.
is
I
cool.
feel it's
I don't mind Iron Chef because it's very like it's bite size. You get to see like the
yeah.
conclusion of all the bullshit in one episode. It's not a whole season of them fighting and shit like that and going through all these challenges.
Right. It's each episode is its
Yeah,
own
yeah.
competition, right? It's not like a massive thing. I think they ought to have like, so imagine like a team based competition where you get line cooks, and above each station you can have like the camera so you can like see and comment. Think about it like a sport, and it's like on one they'll get to like learn a recipe, and then they'll have like a day to kind of get acquainted with everything, and then they get hit with like, let's just say like 300 covers within the course of 4
So
hours.
kind of
And
kind of
then
like Hell's Kitchen, they do the team versus team red versus blue or whatever. So
Yes,
that minus all the Hell's
but
Kitchen
instead of
bullshit.
all the hell's getting, mine is the fucking just yelling. Like, who the fuck is he? Who legit is? When did Nick ever just call out a fat ticket going 100 miles an hour? And you're like, could you repeat that? Fuck you,
Yeah,
Aaron. You should have listened to
right.
first. Get the fuck out
You,
of here. You can ask for an all day as much as you
exactly,
need to.
and it'd be kind of cool to see people compete like against like two lines compete against
You
each
know how
other.
cool that would be? Yeah, that would be super cool. Maybe it could be like
Food Network's next sport, man.
yeah, like imagine like two teams. So I'm thinking, like, I've been watching I got introduced to Survivor, which
Survivor's kind of cool.
I did
It's
not
alright.
think I was gonna like Survivor. I thought Survivor was gonna be like a I thought similar to basically, I mean, it is similar to like the road rules, the real world challenges. Remember those?
Right.
Kind of
Yeah.
similar like that. So I thought it was just going to be like, okay, great. So it's like a bunch of older people that never matured who are just going to be running around just causing drama. But it's not quite like that. You know, it's a little more sophisticated than that. Like, it's a little
Sure.
like these people go in with game plans and are making alliances. Like, it is like work. Like, I feel mentally exhausted thinking about all that kind of shit, you know?
They have a show like that on, I think, on Discovery now. That is, instead of, you know how in Survivor, it's essentially just like your average Joe,
Yeah.
not, or maybe not, but it's, you know, just, it's not like a group of survivalists. They did like a team based surviving show. I don't know what it's called, but it's of survivalists that are out there like trying to compete against each other and out survive each other, I suppose you
Mm-hmm.
could say.
Yeah.
But it looked interesting. I was thinking about checking it out.
See, you could do something like that. You can start with like 2 kitchen teams, and then they work eventually their way down to, say, like a taco truck, something that takes like maybe 2 people or 3 people, you know?
So are people getting like eliminated
I
from
would
the
say
show?
they should be eliminated. How about, well, let's say if I'm going to follow the Survivor format, let's just say the first few will be team building. So it's like based on like, yo, like Aaron went to the back to get stuff and he never asked anyone else if they needed anything from their station. Did you notice that, like, you know, we lost points because the dishwasher was removing labels when we said, dude, remove the label, help us out. I think we should vote him
How,
off.
how you choose teams?
How do you choose team? So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe first episode could be like, you can name each team like front of house and back of house. And then
Well, but it's got to be 2 lines, I thought.
no. I think, I mean, the first one could just be like some physical activity, like, you know, like, I don't fucking know. They can draw, you know, pick from a bag. And it's like, oh, you got the fucking red towel,
I
you got
mean,
the blue towels.
you make everybody work one night together all at once, and then they all see how they like to work, who works well together, who does what, and then you random pick 2 captains, and then they choose their teams based off of the shift before.
Are they going to be voted, or are they going to
Well,
win?
I'm saying, so after the shift that everybody works together on the same team, then you random pick 2 people to be each team's captain, right?
Okay, yeah.
And
Oh,
then
random
they
pick.
start
Oh, that would
picking.
suck. But that's
Then
good.
they start picking their team, right? And
Yeah.
then everybody's gonna know, oh, like was working with this guy on this station, he does well, like we should get him, or maybe he's not so strong on that station or whatever.
There's going to be some guys like, I do good on grill. I'm going to be on grill. That's
I
my
want grill.
I'm on grill.
I want grill.
Okay, but
Some guys like, I
Aaron,
want pantry.
we didn't schedule on that. That happened to me once. It's I was coming in late. I told Nick I'm coming in late, and so like Nick was like, okay, yeah, I'll have Aiden cover your ship while you do. He's on saute tonight. When I got there, he had all his stuff set up on mine, and he's like, I'm gonna be on grill tonight. I'm like, no, you're on saute. I'm on grill. What the fuck
Yeah,
are you
you're
talking?
like, I'm on grill, buddy.
What
It's
are you
on the
talking
schedule.
about? Check the schedule.
Why he didn't like Saute? Saute was like the prestige station, dude. That was like the one that, if you wanted the credit for being the boss of the line, doing the top job, you wanted Saute.
That's the top G job. That's the Andrew Tate. That's the Andrew Tate position.
Job.
That's
which is funny because it was always Zenny working that station.
No, he loved the. No, he lived and died on the fucking grill, man. He loved the grill. And so I would always tell front of house that the grill was like the vacation station.
He hated that, dude. He hated that when we called it the vacation station. He fucking hated that.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And then when we'd leave, he'd go and then he'd call over and then explain to the server why it's not the vacation station. He'd make sure that they understood, no, it's not. But if you wanted to see a good time, all you had to do is look at the schedule and see Aiden, Fry, and you knew you were in for a night.
Yeah. Yeah, that was always going to be frustrating, for sure.
But yeah, okay, so we have our teams, and then they start cooking. I think at some point, once they lose enough players on each, then you can just merge them into one team.
Well, how does someone win this TV show?
Maybe it's a combination of the best, like
that's when you
like
spring
best,
it on them.
Yeah, the best.
You spring it on. It's actually not even a TV show. There's never any money. I just needed some good workers. You guys,
Psych, you're on the menu too.
You're gonna be working for me for now.
But
you're gonna be
working for me now. Yeah. You see these cameras? They're not even real. All of you guys volunteered to be part of this pop-up. Suckers.
Yeah, exactly. It's the new Noma.
Holy shit! That would you could probably get a lot of cooks saying that. It's like, hey, doing a pop-up and we're going to be streaming it on Twitter. You would get so many like, I want to be on it.
You're going to be streaming on Twitter?
Yeah, a lot of. If you go on Twitter, there's a lot of like food trucks that stream.
Or I know you can stream on Twitter, but I don't use it very often though.
I don't really use not Twitter, Twitch.
Okay, that doesn't sound correct to me.
I get my social apps all confused. Not Twitter.
Yeah.
No.
There's food trucks that are slinging it on
100%.
That's cool.
100%. In fact, they were able to trace a lady's like final moments. There's through this food truck. I guess she had like died. You know, this woman had ended up being killed, right? And so thanks to CCTV, they were able to pinpoint from the moment she left.
From the food truck?
No. Like she's leaving like some fucking like work maybe, and she's walking down the street. And then one of them was a food truck that was streaming. And so in that stream, you can see her ordering food and all that kind of stuff. But food trucks do that kind of stuff.
In that case, did they catch the guy who did it?
Oh, yeah. They did.
Yeah.
I believe so. TikTok has a lot. I've noticed more cooks of like Southeast Asia. I'm going to assume it's a lot of Southeast Asian food.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I see a lot of Indian or like Pakistani places too, or like people cooking in like Libya and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of that. I want to try like some of that Turkish food. I just love the way that shit slaps. Like the way it sounds, they're making it, over seasoning the meat and cooking that shit. Sounds fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and they got a lot going on right now too. I know there's a Turkish. I think he serves sandwiches, kind of like chopped sandwiches, kind of like shawarma.
Okay, yeah.
And I believe he's in New York, but I saw him the other day, and he does like how you're saying the food trucks do. He streams live, and he's making the sandwiches, and a lot of people have been coming in to help support. And I believe he says something about he's been sending some money back to Turkey because of all the stuff with the earthquake and that.
Right, yeah. That's right. There was that earthquake in Turkey. That sucks. But that's good. Good for him, man, raising money for a fucking cause that fucking matters.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What else we got? Cooks of Reddit. What's the hardest part of your job? Aaron, what's the hardest part? Okay.
Hardest part of my job?
All right, so check this out. I'm
maneuvering the cart around people at the bar when I'm trying to get the cart back to the restaurant to put all this stuff inside. Nobody wants to move out of the fucking way.
That reminds me a lot of Bravas going from the kitchen to the back prep area. You ever go to Bravas?
No. I had like no, because the pop up that they did for the Brazilian barbecue wasn't even Bravos. It was some other thing.
It was just wild because to get to the kitchen, you had to walk across the restaurant to get to the prep.
Yeah,
Which isn't. It's not like it's like just imagining like you're crossing a hallway, except that hallway has constant traffic, so you have to like stick your head out, look, and then corner, which no one knows and no one gives a shit. So you're always like you're gonna bump into someone.
that's how it is. Like I have to leave the restaurant, walk through the bar area, and if it's packed, I'm fucked.
Yeah. See.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Same thing. Same thing. You fucking get it. So I'm looking up online questions here on Reddit because it's just fun to do that. I'm gonna ask you this. This person asks, chefs/cooks of Reddit, what is the hardest part of your job? What's the hardest part of your job?
Hardest part of my job. Honestly, just keeping everything clean. I think
That's
there's
fair.
there's a lot of flour everywhere, um, and it's a lot of like because especially it's raining right now, so a lot of like mud off your shoe or whatever. Because like I was
Mm,
telling you, I gotta walk outside to go to the walk in because it's like detached, So
yeah.
I had to go through the parking lot and stuff, and it's like gravel, some of it.
Oh, that sucks, dude. You're constantly walking in shit. Those shoes aren't meant for that. They're
No,
picking
not
up
at all.
everything.
So that kind of like ruins the floor after a while. So it's always hard to keep everything like that clean.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that's the actual hardest part, I think, for myself, because I'm very nitpicky about this shit. I want everything to look nice.
Yeah, yeah, I get like I'm thinking about the hard as hard like cleaning for me is not hard. If there's like a favorite thing for me to do is cleaning. If I
Yeah,
were to like like I could easily see myself being that guy that like when the restaurant closes, I go and clean everything up.
yeah, but you're a tiny little man. You can
I could
get in all those little nooks
I
and
can
crannies.
go and buy all the ladders at Home Depot. I'll buy the 2 foot, the four
No, I'm
foot,
just
the
saying because
6 foot.
all the hard cleaning is down low.
What about the vents?
That's easy. I'll take the vents down.
That's true. It's not that bad. I don't know.
Remember,
I feel
remember, everybody used to have to use the stool or use the broom handle. I just grab them with my hands.
yeah, you wouldn't even have to do nothing. You're like, oh, these guys. Okay.
Yeah,
It's like,
let me
man,
here. Let
fuck
me
you,
grab those
Aaron.
vents for you really quick.
Asshole. I'm over here coming in with the stool. Well, Aaron, could you spot me so I don't fall?
Yeah,
It's for a short
exactly.
person like
Right.
me. It's like I'm falling from the second story of the fucking building.
Oh shit.
I think. Well, the top answer here is breaking the grill at the end of the night.
I think that's
Then what?
one of
I
the
don't. I
easiest
think
parts.
that's easy. Long
So,
days and sometimes people are so hard to work with. A good team makes all the difference. See, like that's more relatable. The hardest part is when you have one person that isn't with the whole fucking team.
yeah, we're pretty solid. Where I'm working right now, everything's pretty smooth now.
Oh, hey, you know what? Most people will probably want to know since we talked about this, I think, in the last episode. I think it was the last episode or maybe the second episode. But how is your chef doing? Has he? Has things
Good.
gotten better?
Yeah, yeah. We all had like a little talk and everything got squashed.
Awesome. You think he's feeling cool about it and everything? Like does he feel like whatever stress he has, he feels like okay, I got these guys behind me. No one's trying to like blindside me or anything. Because I can see that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was nice because he got to say what he needed to say, and I got to say what I needed to
What
say.
more could you ask for, man?
Yeah,
See, and he feels comfortable enough to talk to you in an honest way. Because there's nothing worse than like being a fucking asshole chef and then be like, but I got an open door policy. If you ever have a problem, let me know. It's like, man,
huh?
fuck you. You're literally
Yeah,
90% of the fucking problem.
exactly. No, yeah,
So
everything's going smooth with that.
that's awesome. Everyone is fucking happy to hear that. That's great. Fantastic. Great. Really, really good.
I'd say
Really.
another hard part is when days are really slow.
Yeah, when days are really slow. I mean, but then you
If
just
you
start
if
cleaning.
you well, yeah. Or if you don't have a lot of prep, and you kind of, if there's not much to do, you're kind of just putting around.
Hmm. Yeah, rough days can be rough. I remember working at the Flamingo. Slow days were hard because like I like to do stuff, but then it's like I kind of had to accept, and I'd look at the dishwasher, and I'd look at the prep guy, and they would have just have their phones out, which is fine. The Flamingo is where I did most of my like loud music with my Bluetooth.
I listen to audiobooks on my headphone.
Really?
Oh yeah,
You're only the first person I know that doesn't listen to music strictly.
I listen to music too, but like I was listening to the Game of Thrones books. I listened to like I think the first three or four, and then I think something just exceptionally fucked up happened halfway through it, and I was like, I don't want to listen to this right now anymore for a while. So I started listening to Warhammer books, like the tabletop game with the
No way.
miniatures.
Okay, okay. Like the old one or 40K?
40K. Well,
Hey,
I'm
40K.
I'm listening to the Horus Heresy stuff, so it's technically 30K or whatever because it takes place
That happened
10,000.
such a long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it takes place 10,000 years before
and
the
the
current
Emperor was
setting.
still active at that point,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
he's still running around doing his thing,
See,
and
I
yeah,
know. See, I know what
yeah.
you're talking about.
So
I know
yeah,
about fucking Warhammer. Hell yeah.
I'm listening to the books for the Warhammer. I'm like I think I'm on like the sixth or the seventh. No, I'm on the eighth or ninth one now.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Warhammer to me was like from seventh grade to like ninth grade, just obsessed with Warhammer.
yeah. I love the setting, dude. It's really cool. I don't have any of the miniatures. I never played the tabletop game, but I think I love the fucking characters and stuff like that, and like the books. It's just fucking really cool. I grew
Hmm.
up playing like if you know the game StarCraft.
Yes.
So like I love StarCraft. That was like my favorite thing to play when I was a kid. And Warhammer is very much like a more high violence version of that. Like StarCraft was pretty violent, but Warhammer just takes a cake. It's like
It's
super
like
fucked up.
almost like Doom in
Yeah,
its own.
yeah.
Like if it was a genre of music, that they're like in the same realm. They go
Mm-hmm.
on tour together.
Yes. Everything's always fucked up. The good guys are never really all that great to begin
They're not
with.
even really good guys. They're
Yeah.
just like less evil.
It's like when you try to explain it to someone, you're like, yeah, and then like the humans are just like this group of fascists that want to kill all the aliens, and you're like, wait, what? Those are the good guys, and you're like, well,
There's no. It's more black and white than that.
yeah.
I've never played tabletop. I was just obsessed with collecting the miniatures and painting them.
I was thinking about buying some miniatures, just like maybe one of the they do like
The
the
starter
big.
kits.
Well, I was either thinking the starter kit and one of like the bigger ones, like the Damon
It's worth it.
Primaris.
Do it. Do it. They usually will give, if you buy the right bundle, they'll give you everything, the paints, everything that you'll need to start for that specific faction.
Mm-hmm. And I
It's
was
100%
looking
worth
at painting videos, like how to kind of like I forget what the technique's called, but like
like
basically you just
dry brushing,
yeah, dry
washes.
brushing it with the gray and then adding the black or whatever, so that it
Exactly.
can
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I
Um,
used to do that. Towards the end of it, I was like, I would. They eventually sold each individual piece, but when I was buying them first, it was, you've seen the miniatures, right?
yeah, yeah,
So the miniatures were literally like torso, head, backpack, and arms. And so what I would do is I'd get those pieces and then I would cut them like at the wrists, at the elbows,
yeah,
so I can be more specific. And then they came out with like at that time was like the new version where every piece was customizable. They could pose them however you wanted to, and that was cool as shit.
yeah. You can even what is it called? Kit bash them. So like if you wanted to take something cool from another guy, you could slap it onto another character and paint it and make it part of his whole model and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work in game, but it's like I don't care, man. That thing is sick like that.
Well,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
in game, I think you just apply like the standard rules or whatever to it. But
Just whatever it is, like if you're adding like a gun.
yeah, but people like no, well, what they'll do is like they'll like kit bash something and make like their own custom Primark, you know, So like
Mm-hmm.
you basically create their own legion. So you make this really cool figure, and that's your Primarch, and then you give them the Primarch stats and gameplay or whatever, you know. But anyway,
That's hella cool.
yeah, I've been thinking about buying like an army to paint. I was gonna get some Space
Do it,
Marines.
dude. Do it. It. For me, I like anything that slows my brain down.
What army
Because
did you
like,
paint?
um, I was heavily obsessed with with Ultramarines. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's like the go-to for any kid. That's like the number one thing.
Yeah, dude, that
So I
bright blue
start off,
color. Every
yeah,
kid's
bright
gonna love
blue
it.
color, but I had a lot of like the heroes. So like I had I forgot what their name is, but I had the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
I had the guy. I had like the top guy for the not the Blood Angels, the green ones. Any
Salamanders.
not the no. Though at the time, those didn't even exist. The salamanders, they were
Didn't
like still super new.
the Death
It was
Guard?
like the Dark
Oh,
Angels.
Dark
I
Angel.
think
Yeah,
it's
the
the
Dark
Dark
Angels.
Angels,
Yeah.
the green ones. Yeah, and like it was like his character was like he had his sword up, and then he had like a little midget guy that carried his helmet around. It was a two-piece one. Um, so I had a lot of the main hero characters. I had like an apothecary. I had like a priest. They sell like there are these like a group. It's like a pack of 5, and they're all assassins.
Oh,
So I have
nice.
like yeah, like this guy had like a skull with like these these like hands that he'd used to stab. I think there was like a guy that specialized in sniping
Yeah.
and just all that kind of wild
I'm
shit.
gonna have to get an army and paint it, and then we'll set up the cameras so that we can play tabletop on
Holy
on the
shit, that'd be
webcam.
wild. Tabletop and shit. Yeah, I'd be so down for that. I'd have to learn. Like I said, I
I get a
was
rule
in it
book.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in it just for the painting and then the story. Like I'd read and it was so cool, and then I would like trace the drawings and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was I was so obsessed with fucking
Yeah.
Warhammer
There's
as
a
a kid.
lot of books to read too. There's a fuck ton of them.
I wish there was more. I feel like there isn't, or at least maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. Like enough Warhammer games, or
So
at least something that holds up.
there's there's Dawn of War, which is a PC game, which is like it's like StarCraft. It's an RTS game. It's a lot of fun. There's 3 of them, and then
I like those. It's like build your
yeah,
base,
yeah, yeah.
get resources. Okay, I like
And
that.
then for the second one, is it the second or third one? There's like a lot of mods that make it more in depth and like balanced and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also Space Marine, which is on Xbox, I believe. And that one you play as a captain, I believe, for the Ultramarines and fight a bunch of orcs. And it's a third person shooter, and that game was super fun. There's a second one coming out pretty soon here.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like. I think the first one I ever played, it was like just like the board game. It was turn based. Like you had like a limited amount of moves you could make, and then you had to like
There's one
walk,
called
walk.
Death Hulk or Space Hulk, I think,
Mm-hmm.
that is turn based like that. And you go through the fucking Space Hulk and you do all that shit.
Fallout 4 has a Space Marine mod
Oh yeah,
where the power armors are the Space Marine
that's pretty
suits.
cool.
That is very cool. I saw it looked really like massive.
Do you get bolters
Like
too, where you're just shredding Supermans?
it just looks so much bigger than the power armor suit. Just tremendously, it would crush them.
Yeah, the Space Marines are supposed to be like fucking 9 feet tall or something like that.
Oh yeah, they're like oh yeah, they're completely modified, genetically modified.
Transhuman. That's what they call them.
I wonder what they eat.
Oh, amino porridge. Sounds delicious.
Amino porridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure Space Marines eat some really gross shit, man.
Right.
Some shit I don't even want to fucking eat. But yeah, I think that'd be a really cool fucking hobby for you to play. Like, your brain, does it go like a million miles an hour? Do you feel it goes just right for you? Too slow? Too fast?
Nah, man, I've got adult ADHD. It's all over the place.
Maybe that's what I got. I can't. I just go a million miles an hour. I either need to play a game that like I can keep up with,
Mm-hmm.
almost like say like a Sonic game or like a Fortnite game. Like
Yeah,
Fortnite's perfect
Fortnite.
because it's like I have to think what the fuck the next thing I'm gonna do. Um, but no, I really enjoy the painting just because sometimes it just helps me just slow the fuck down. I need to slow down and think, and it
Painting.
makes it real.
Yeah, when you got something in your hands that you got to pay attention to detail on, it's easier to like relax and like focus on it.
I
That's why I
think
like
that's
cooking, because you got to pay attention to what you're doing, and you got to cut it, and you got to, if you're following a recipe, you got to fucking pay attention.
yeah, and even and especially when you're doing the repetitive stuff, that's the
Hmm.
best. Like
Cutting a
how
whole
cool.
bag of onions is so therapeutic for me.
That's what I'm saying. Just like a whole box of onions, or back when we would do like 4 full bus tubs of just potato chips.
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh my god, like I could do that all day, no problem. Or I was thinking the other day, like how like we almost made it like a thing to try and make the best batch of rice cakes.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes
Hmm.
you'd get that perfect like white. It almost looks like almost like this not matte, but it just had this nice like just a nice coating to it, and it almost felt like a shame to even have to cook them.
Right.
But then you'd fry them and they'd be perfectly it was like, man, it's like no one's ever gonna know that under all those fucking greens are some fucking rice cakes
Dude,
that were so good, but we had to mash them up.
I really enjoyed that dish though. Everything together.
That dish was, I think that was everyone's favorite dish, and I'll still make that dish.
Yeah, the
It
sautéed veggies with those, specifically with those rice cakes and the butter nosh, was fucking really good.
it's the butternut and the rice cakes. That's what makes
Yeah.
it. That's what makes it. I still make the rice cakes. My son likes them, but I'll sprinkle cinnamon sugar on them. So it's almost like I'm making like a rice pudding, like
Cause
porridge.
you gotta get like powdered sugar and cinnamon sugar or something like that, or just you gotta take some horchata rice and then
Mm-hmm.
dehydrate it and blend it into a seasoning and sprinkle it on the rice cakes.
Holy shit! I never thought about dehydrating horchata. I mean, you could do it.
Just like,
What is it? The milk is in it, right? It's milk.
you can use milk, but I use water when I make it. I just grind up like the sugar, the cinnamon, and the rice in the blender, get it super fine, and then I put the rice in it and I let it sit overnight. Essentially,
See, I think rice cake is like a good
I
blank
put the water in
canvas.
it and I let it sit overnight. I mean,
You can make it into whatever you want. It could be a snack or it could be a dinner part. But I do like I just like that crunch of it with sauteed, greens and all that. Holy shit, I could
hmm
eat that. And it's the butternut that almost makes it like it doesn't. And I feel it's the butternut that gives you that full feeling
well,
because of the
and the
butter.
lemon oil is really good on there too.
That's right, lemon oil and the sesame seeds for that
Hmm.
crunch. Yeah, green. I didn't know anyone that didn't eat the greens. Everyone liked the greens. Out of everything, I would say the greens is like top.
Yeah, that was definitely like one of the number one sellers.
No one said, and we were always tweaking that shit.
The the uh the chicken too.
The fried
No,
chicken or the
the
Korean
Korean
barbecue
barbecue
chicken.
chicken.
Korean barbecue chicken was dope.
Yeah, that shit was super good.
That was really good. I don't think I ever actually ate the barbecue chicken. I might have had bites, but I never actually had like I'm gonna eat the
We
barbecue
There was
chicken.
like a fuck up, so we all had some one day. I never had a whole plate of it though.
I like the pickled veg.
Yeah,
I'm a bitch for pickled veg. I will fucking just eat that shit. Like I have like a mason jar of pickled veg. We know someone that makes their own, and so they gave me a jar, and I will just eat that just straight from the bottle. I don't care, dude.
dude. I wish we had done fried okra there. That'd have been cool. I love fried okra.
Okra is a leaf.
No, it's like it's a little vegetable. This, you pickle them and stuff. They kind of look like pickles. Um,
Oh, I
they're
see. Yeah, they're like zucchinis.
yeah, but they're like filled with seeds. They're kind of like a pepper.
Sauteed okra. Yeah, that almost looks like something you'd serve with the peppers. What are those peppers called?
Like
We'd fry them and then
shishitos or
we sell
something.
them. Shishito
Yeah.
peppers. Yeah, like when they're in season and you got the little mayo mix in there.
Padrons too are like that. But these so the okra is not spicy though.
It's not.
No, but if you bread them and deep fry them, they're really good. And if you pickle them, they're really good too.
I like making at John Ash. I learned they would make what is it called? We would sell like battered
Oh
vegetables,
yeah.
like in like beer batter and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that. And so I just like carrots, veggies. I
That's
didn't
like you,
like it blew my mind. It's so easy, but
that's like if you go
God,
to a
it's just so
Japanese
good.
restaurant, they'll just serve you mixed veggies that they tempura fry, and they're so fucking good.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
tempura fry veggies. It was so bomb. Like that was actually one of the first ways I got my kids to eat
Yeah,
vegetables.
fucking fry them.
I made some tempura batter and then I fried up some vegetables and I just gave it to them. Didn't even tell them what it was with like, and then I made my own like a chipotle mayo.
Mm-hmm.
They ate that shit. They ate everything that I had made.
You loved it, huh?
So it just be, yeah, and they didn't even know it was
Did
vegetables.
you make like legit tempura? Because that stuff we were making at the Bird was whack.
That was just what rice flour and water,
Yeah.
man, or like tempura.
No,
No, that was Krusty's. It was Krusty's.
tempura batter, but like nobody actually did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to use ice cold water, and
They didn't care.
they're just
Like
pouring like lukewarm or like kind of chilled.
lukewarm water, and it never like did
It
what it
never
was.
thickened up. It was just
stick.
water with
It never
fucking
stick the
flour
wrong.
in it. It looked kind of like buttermilk or something.
I'd go into that shift every time, and I'd see it, and it's either too thick or too
Yeah.
loose. Too thick or too loose. And Chris knew how to do it right. Chris, a couple people knew how to do it right. But yeah, No, I think I got my tempura batter just from a box. It wasn't Krusty's, but it was just like I just needed a small box because I wasn't sure what
You
was
could
going
just
to
take
happen.
rice flour too and mix it with ice water and fucking.
I tried to do on one of my line cook videos, number 20, I think. I tried to do the fried cheese curds,
Mm-hmm.
but somewhere along the way, I fucked up. So, for reference, I have like those little fryers,
The little
like
basket in
those
it and all that.
little one. Yeah, exactly. So maybe I overfilled it. I'm not sure. There was 1,000 mistakes I could have made, but I tried to make some fried fuck, what was it?
Cheese curds.
Yeah, I was trying to make fried cheese curds, but it just melted when I got out. It was just everywhere.
You gotta, I think with the cheese curds especially, you
gotta flour them first. You'd flour them and then tempura batter.
tempura, but like double batter them.
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe even triple batter them to kind of create a big coat around.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe I just didn't do it right with the tempura batter. I think it's the tempura batter because I did, and maybe they were just still room temp. Because while I was setting up, I had them out.
Yeah,
and we always had them in a drawer, so they were always cold.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors.
You could
I always
even put
wanted
them
to
in the freezer. Have them
Mm-hmm.
a little.
I
bit
always wanted
frozen.
to go back and redo that because even at the end of the video, you can see I fucked up.
You're pulling out the goop,
But it was like at the time of recording, it was like midnight. I'm like, dude, fuck this. This is the video.
That deep fried goop.
Oh hell yeah, I did. Don't you? I do not care. I put that on a saute pan and got like nice crispy edges, and I took it off. I love cheese curds now. I love cheese curds. And I love like poutine.
I like those fried oysters. Those fried oysters.
Those fried oysters slapped. Those were a fave for sure. With the fucking leaves, it had a nice like little mint hint to it. I forgot shishito leaf.
Shishito. It's like a Japanese basil. Kinda.
Yeah. I always felt it had a little more.
It does. Mint. It's got a little of like a earthy, like minty kick.
It was shishito and what was the other leaf?
Just lettuce, little gem lettuce.
Yeah, that's it. It was gem lettuce, shishito leaf, and then your fried tempura battered oyster. It was so good with spicy mayo. No, it wasn't chipotle mayo. It was the spicy mayo.
It was like a gochujang, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that was really the only difference. I think there was one where the only difference was we used to grind up the kimchi into it. So maybe it was the spicy.
kimchi mayo is fucking fire.
Oh yeah, kimchi mayo. Yeah, that's what it was. Kimchi mayo. Fuck man, I love kimchi now. Pickled anything, man. Pickled anything is good.
I think so.
If it's pickled, I'm gonna eat that shit.
Ooh, I got this new hot sauce. It's actually hot. It's fucking fire though.
What is it called?
It's from this company called Melinda's.
Melinda's, can you show it to us?
Yeah, I'll be right back. So the first one I got was at grocery outlet. I got this guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, Melinda's Mexicana.
So I got this
hot sauce.
This is like Tabasco, basically. Actually, it's more like it's like Valentina or Cholula.
Okay.
So I saw that, and I like this one, so I've been eating it every time I get burritos or whatever. And then I was watching. Have you ever seen the guy who does roll for sandwich? It's like a D&D TikTok thing. He has like 20 different sandwich like bread options, toppings, yada yada, meat, cheese, whatever. And he rolls dice to get like each topping and makes a sandwich out of it. Anyways, that's besides the point. I saw he had a bunch of sauces because he got sponsored by these guys. So I went and bought a couple different ones. And I got this one. It's a little spicy. I got the habanero. This shit's really good. It's pretty hot, but it's got good flavor. And this one I like the best. This is the habanero, pepper, and garlic.
Oh, you can't lose with garlic.
And
yeah,
dude, this one too, you can see chunks of garlic in the sauce. It's actually a really good sauce. See,
I like a good hot sauce with flavor, man. I can't stand like hot just for the sake of being hot. Like that can be fun, but not if I'm just trying to. Like,
it's fun for like, like in the idea of hot ones. It's fun in that concept.
Exactly.
Not something I want to just do to enjoy my food.
I'm not gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and get the fucking last dab. Even their hottest stuff at Buffalo Wild Wings or any wing store isn't even that bad. It just has amazing flavoring, which I'm happy. And it tingles. It doesn't burn. It just has a nice tingle, and I get all the flavors. I love it. I love going to go eat wings, man. They didn't ruin that for me.
You got a Buffalo Wild Wings there in Colorado?
Hell yeah, we got a Buffalo Wild Wings.
I've never had Buffalo Wild Wings, but I've had like Wingstop before.
I never realized that there's a difference. I always kind of just use their names interchangeably. I never noticed. Yeah, maybe it's a Wild Wings thing. No, it can't be. It has to be a Buffalo Wild Wings. The Buffalo Wild Wings, I think, is a nicer one, and the Wingstop is like there's one in Petaluma across the street from the fairgrounds, right? It used to be like the old Taco Bell.
There might be, but I always went to the one that was over on Stony Point. Where the Panda Express is and like Little Caesar and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, Wingstop. Yeah, no. So I'm talking about Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah. Oh, so there.
Buffalo Wild
there
Wings?
is that one over in Buffalo Wild Wings on East Washington Street, I think.
Yeah. No, we got that. I don't think we have a Wingstop here, but I mean, I love a good wing, good sauce. I'll just fucking chill there with my fries.
Oh, you got a deep fryer. Just buy wings. Buy wings and make them at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Buy the wings, freeze them. Buy the wings, air fry them, add put a little bowl of butter and stuff like that. This morning, I was gonna go do the dishes upstairs, but as I'm picking up, I ended up like just cleaning downstairs or like in our living area, and I caught myself like looking up for bus tubs on the just thinking how much easier it would be.
Just get a laundry bin.
I kind of just try to make being at home as close to a kitchen as possible.
Do you walk around with the rag hanging out?
Not quite, but I do have my own like morning duties, PM do things that I got to do. Just the way you have an opening list. I got my closing list, my opening list, and it's like before I bed, did I do everything I need to do? Cool. Okay. Morning, I wake up, I did everything I need to do. I find that a lot of things of working in the kitchen work extremely well outside. You know, I have known cooks that really try to push that shit on their cooks. Like you gotta live it in your personal life. You know, I don't think everyone should, but it does make your life tremendously easier. You know, it's just kind of wild the way we're like really OCD and super organized and super clean, but then we go home, we're like, "Fuck, man, how am I going to get control of all this
Yeah.
chaos?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's organizational skills, right?
Yeah, but I mean, fuck, man. Anyway, I think that was a good episode. I think that was a good fourth episode, and I think we will just see everyone on the next episode.
Yeah.